Blessings and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into how to purify and balance the elements of our body temple. And these are the elements of creation. They are the earth, the water, the fire, and the space. So in the process of transforming our consciousness, our vibration moves through and works with these different elements. One example of this is that as you're increasing the level of intensity in your energy, using processes like breathing techniques, you're increasing the level of circulation of life force, of breath in your body. And what this does is this increases the heat within your body. And you can see this within certain processes that are transmuting the lower energy centers, such as what Joe Dispenza teaches, as well as how that is really a rebranding of ancient yoga techniques that clear our central channel and allow our hearts to open as we move into a higher state of consciousness. Now, purifying and the working with the elements, we work with the elements every single day. If you wake up and you breathe air, drink water, and eat food, then you're working with the elements of water, of air, and of earth. And as well as heat that is generated within your body, the sunlight coming down. If you're looking at a fire, these are all fire. And the space that everything happens within, coming back to the source point and remembering that everything comes from the source. Everything's made of energy, everything's vibrating, everything is connected within the field, right, of that source energy. And we're experiencing a certain reality that is us existing at a certain vibration. So as we purify the elements within our body, essentially it returns us to our natural state and aligns us with that divine blueprint. So an example of this with breathing practices is, especially like say you're doing breath of fire or you're doing some kind of practice of deep breathing techniques. What that's doing is that's increasing the level of fire within your body, and the fire is a fire of transmutation. And as well as practices that cultivate your energy, such as qigong or yoga, or even exercising, right? Exercises your fire element, which is also like your willpower. It's that drive, it's that passion, it's that fire, right? So exercising is another way. Like I just went out in the sun and did an exercise and did some yoga practices and some breath work, and it completely shifted my energy, because it's important to work that fire element, which is also an element of creativity. It's an element of focus, right? It's an element of discipline. And when you fully exercise that energy, it starts to strengthen your willpower. Now, this is also, for example, what happens with certain breathing practices, such as like what Wim Hof is teaching. Those are ancient breathing practices. Also what Joe Dispenza is teaching. What these different teachers are sharing this technology and information, these are really ancient yoga practices that clear and open the central channel and allow the breath to purify our energy system. And that allows the energy to flow through you more freely and it liberates the energy into a higher state. So another thing that really helps with balancing the elements to raise your vibration is with the water element. Is what goes in tandem with that is such as like taking a cold shower or getting into a cold body of water, doing a cold plunge. And what this does is that it resets your nervous system. And when you reset the nervous system, it clears the energetic pathways in your body. And this allows more life force energy to flow more freely through you. And when I just took a cold shower, I started to feel the flow of inspiration. I started to feel the energy clear up in my body. And this relates to abundance and manifestation as well, because imagine the energy centers within your body are like rivers. When you clear those, the energy is flowing freely through you and allows the pathways to clear. So a water element is also related to emotion. right? And this is why emotional freedom technique is so powerful. Tapping on your meridian centers and saying affirmations of self-acceptance of certain patterns in your life, and then bringing in the positive pattern, because what that does is that clears the energy pathways and the emotions, and that's everything. Like, that's why you cry, right? Is because you're releasing water elements. Emotions get stored in the waters in our body. This is why you look at the work of Dr. Emoto, who shows the structure of water and how this relates to the divine blueprint of creation, or the sacred geometry of creation. Because when the water was taken from a polluted source, it showed a distorted pattern. When it was taken from a pure source, it showed a pure pattern. And they found that they could change the pattern depending on the intention that was given. Positive intention, clear structure; negative intention, disrupted structure. You could change a disrupted, disorganized, incoherent structure into a clear, symmetrical structure. So as we're working with the electromagnetic field, as we're clearing our energy, as we're aligning our consciousness, as we're manifesting, that's the same thing that's happening with the waters of our body. So take that same perspective of, as you're embodying a new version of yourself and you're aligning your body temple with the elements, it's also changing the structure of the water of your body. So another powerful way to work with the water element is to bless your water every single day. Recognize that this is a source of creation. Honor that these gifts are coming from the earth. Put your intentions into the water. It will add that structure, and it'll start restructuring the waters in your body. It's also another way to manifest. And also be aware of the source of your water. Like, a lot of tap water has heavy metals and pharmaceuticals in it. So also drinking spring water, if you have a spring nearby, that's really helpful. Or even if you just have a really good purification system, right? Kangen has a great system that also creates hydrolyzed water, introducing hydrogen into your water. There's other technologies such as GANS, G-A-N-S, that I use that adds a plasma structure to the water. So there's ways to structure your water, there's ways to bless your water, add crystals to your water, pray with your water, be aware of where your water is coming from, make sure you're getting your minerals. And this brings us to the earth elements. Now, the earth elements, so if you're like grounding, getting into your body, getting into a more solid connection to Gaia and the planet and the earth and to nature, that's going to balance out your earth elements. Now, such as walking barefoot on the earth. This is called earthing. And what this does as well, if you meditate under a tree, or you meditate bare feet, or you go out and do practices bare feet, such as any of the practices that I've mentioned of how ways to work with your energy and your consciousness in your body, is essentially what's going to happen is when your feet touch the earth, it's like you're completing a circuit. And you can test this even just through holding something that measures the electrical current that is flowing through your body. You're going to see a drastic change as soon as one toe touches the planet, because the planet is a giant battery. And so what this does is, yet again, this is another way of regulating the nervous system. And whether you're touching stone, whether you're touching bare dirt or grass, this is also going to be releasing toxins. Especially on the grass, it releases toxins from your feet and rebalances your whole energy field. It's like plugging your body into the earth is like plugging your body. It's like plugging an appliance into a socket. It rebalances your whole energy system in your body. And this is also why the cliche of hugging trees actually has a great benefit. Or when you meditate under a tree, or you simply go and walk and take a hike in nature, yeah, that's another exercise. That's another way to exercise the element of fire, as well as balance the earth, right? And you're breathing in the clear air, right? This energy of just getting into nature. All the elements are there. It's purifying your energy, right? So, and the trees have their own electromagnetic field. So we're aware that there's an electromagnetic field that goes out. I've heard different things. Some people say 8 feet, some people say 30 feet, but there's an energy field around their body. And that is emitted by our heart. So trees, everything has this energy field, but trees have their own energy field. And when you connect with the energy field of trees or of plants or of nature, so if you're meditating under a tree, you can connect with the energy field of that tree, and it will actually rebalance your energy system, and you'll get all these positive endorphins and just all kinds of shifts of words that I don't have for the science that other people do around that, but it does shift your energy state and it does balance your earth element. And another powerful energy practice that I learned is it's kind of like a qigong, energy movement practice where you're breathing up the earth energy through your central channel, out through the crown of your head, and you're circulating it. And then you connect with the energy of a tree, and then you feel the energy of that tree, and then you start circulating your energy like you are a tree, and you're circulating with that tree, right? You can do this with the sun as well. As you go out into the sun and you welcome the sun in energy, that's another way to clarify your fire energy. So let's talk about here for a moment of how to balance. What is balance? What is imbalance? So fire, right? Imbalance is passion. It is will. It is drive. It is just pure energy of creation. Out of balance, it is anger. It is frustration. In that frustration is caused by a lack of fulfillment. So if we don't fully exercise our fire, or you could say your yang energy, right? Your penetrative energy, your directive energy, your will, then you're going to get frustrated and you're not going to feel fully expressed, and you're not going to feel fully satisfied or fully fulfilled, and that's going to build up as frustration, anger, and as well as angers and resentments of the past. So another way to work through that is to feel those emotions coming up and to not judge them, and to simply feel them and allow them process through your body, and as well as to devote more of your day to focusing your energy on what you're passionate about, and that's going to purify and balance your fire energy, as well as working with these practices of cultivating your life force. And if you're interested in that, leave me a comment below, cultivate my life force, and we'll go more into that in future videos. And okay, so, or I'm cultivating my life force, and it's a good affirmation. And so the water element has to do with emotion, right? So when the water is clear, the water flows. We get certain emotional blockages within our body, and these block the flow of energy because there's unprocessed stagnant emotion. And the ways also, like I was talking about, same kind of thing, is feeling and allowing those emotions to come up and move through your body, right? And this can also be expressing your emotions. This can be journaling them. This could be talking to a friend. This could just be feeling them. This could also just be talking more to your intuition. And it doesn't even have to be like anything specific. It doesn't have to be like a sappy, like dramatic thing. It could just be like maybe your emotions have information for you. Why is this emotion coming up? Being more emotionally sensitive to your own nature. What is my emotion, intuition telling me? Just being more connected to your emotions, right? And feeling more safe in your body, and that comes to earth, right? Again, so look at this fountain. The water is flowing through this stone. So the stone holds the frame for the water to flow through it. So when you feel grounded and safe and centered within your body, you feel more safe to be authentic. You feel more safe for your emotions to flow, right? You're not holding it in. You're not trying to be something you're not. It's allowing things to flow. So again, getting into your body, and another way is bringing your energy into your body, scanning from the top of your head, down your face, down your neck and shoulders, down your arms, down to the bottom of your feet, centering into your body, sending that grounding cord down into the center of the planet, connecting to the heart of the planet, to Gaia, breathing that energy up through the feet, through the hips, through the central channel, through the arms, up to the top of the head, connecting out into the universe, into source, circulating that energy around you and bringing it into the heart. And that is a practice, and you can do that multiple times. You could do it slowly, scanning through your body. You can ground to the planet, connect up to source at any time. That's a really great centering practice. It's a great practice to clear as well as balance your energy, and to come in your body, as well as if you're walking, bring your energy into your body, bring it into your heart, bring it into your hands, bring it into your feet at any time, and this will ground you more into your body. Now, relating this to another aspect of earth element is being aware of the food that you're eating. So getting those superfoods in, right? Getting that nutrient dense food in, taking care of your body, take self-care, and eating healthy and blessing your food at each meal will anchor your consciousness into blessing and working with the earth element. And this will also start to purify the earth elements in your body, which is also helpful to get green juices, right, to cleanse and to follow what the intuition or whatever the guidance that comes in is right for that. But even just drinking more green juices, eating more high vibrational foods, and taking care of your body is going to help raise your vibration and balance out and purify the earth element. Now, when it comes to the space element, there's the element of space, of ether, right, which is often talked about as vibration, right? And this is the divine substance. Everything is made mostly of space and vibration. Quantum physics shows us this. It's 99.9% space. And inside of that space is energy. And then the very small percentage of that is the matter that we perceive as all of these elements in our reality. So as you meditate every single day, what's that going to do? That's going to increase your level of spaciousness. It's going to synchronize you with Source and the I Am consciousness. And it's going to help you expand your consciousness. It's going to help you become more limitless. And it's going to purify your mind. So you are not necessarily, okay, from this perspective, you are not the mind. The mind is the screen of space. You are experiencing mind. This whole thing is mind. I'm not talking about your mind or my mind. I'm talking about the mind, the stuff of mind. It will purify your mind. So everything that I'm talking about applies to the law of attraction and the law of creation. This is what it says at the very deepest levels of metaphysics and of ancient alchemy, is that all is mind. Right? This is one of the Hermetic principles, as within, so without, law of correspondence, that, as Neville Goddard said, your outer world is your inner world pushed out, or you could say your point of attraction. Right? So as you understand that you're purifying your mind, and that the elements, as you purify your body temple, you're raising your vibration, and that's going to put you into a new set point. That's going to change, also changing on the level of self-identity, changing on the level of you see yourself as somebody who is purifying themselves and who is prioritizing their spiritual practice and who is taking in high vibrational foods and who is doing activities that are going to raise your consciousness and increase your level of health and vitality. See yourself and claim right now, I am healthy. I balance my elements, right? And start to see yourself as that someone, right? And claim that. And it will start to shift in your reality, and it will start to incorporate these micro adjustments and rituals into your life. Now, one thing I also wanted to say about air element. Air element is also purified and is access to energy. So breathing techniques, or becoming aware of your breath in meditation, or becoming aware that you're breathing in and having appreciation of the breath at any moment. These are ways to increase and bring in more prana, or life force, energy, right? And this also purifies the lung channel, which is one of the biggest channels of energy in the body. And in an ancient way, and energy was also seen to be carried through breath or through air. So this is another way to balance and purify your nervous system, is through the breath. And also it's been shown that sage not just purifies the air, it also has been shown to remove pathogens from the air, as well as purify and restructure the energetic field into what's called coherence. So this is also why incense, sage, burning resins and herbs and things like that help to purify and cleanse the sage, or cleanse the air. And that's something that I do every night as I go and I sage around the bed, and I grid in the intentions and everything, and I do that sometimes multiple times during the day. Sage the body, I'll burn frankincense and myrrh, and it also helps you to create a pleasantness in the air, which also helps your meditation work, your consciousness, your manifestation work. It helps you create and purify. Also, being aware of keeping a clean environment, right? that's another way of working with the elements inside of your space. And as you can see, I don't have anything too dramatic, but throughout the environment, there's, I have some crystals, there's water flowing. Like I said, I burn the sage. Sometimes I have candles, that's fire element. I also do aromatherapy, that's air element, putting oils into diffusers. So every single day I have like a basic, like my space is like, it's an altar, like treating your space as a temple and keeping it clean. And also like over here, here's another way of working with the elements. And the earth element is crystal gridding, right? And creating these spaces, and that harmonizes the energy within your space. So these are then another way of anchoring in and gridding the elements into your space, which is also, you're going to see that every single day. So I also have like beneficial reminders, and I have something for money, and money is an energy as well. So these are different ways of, so then when I look at that money altar, I look at that crystal grid altar every single day, that's a consistency of focus, right? That's a consistency of, I'm focused on what is being created into my reality, and it's creating a certain kind of like earthing of grounding of that into my physical reality. And this same principle applies to ritual, to ceremony, to, when people come together, when we come together in transformational gatherings, and we create a sacred space, and we bring in the elements, and we create altars that incorporate those elements. Now you can look at also how people work with different elements or energies or teachings or deities, that those are a certain kind of elemental energies that they're bringing into their space. Now, personally for me, I'm working more with just like my vibration and Christ consciousness teachings, and just like unity consciousness. Though I am just working with the oneness right now. So I keep everything very simple in my environment, because whatever you put into your environment, whatever elements that you work with in your sacred space is going to grow within your consciousness, and it's going to change your reality. And so that's what's happening at these transformational events as well, or doing transformational work, is you're moving through the elements. So as you're going in and transforming your consciousness, it's bringing up more heat, more fire, more intensity. And that's going to process through certain patterns in the waters of your emotions. And then you're going to expand and welcome in more life and breathe and open, right? And you're going to ground in, and there's grounding into a new version of you. So this all helps you to move out of the old state and into the new, out of that rigidity, becoming, transforming, processing, becoming more fluid, and then opening up into the consciousness, expanding your consciousness, then allows you to become a new version of yourself, and then you center and ground into that new version of you. So that's an overview of also just how the elements relate to transformation, and from a big perspective, as well as how you can apply this within your everyday life to begin to purify and balance the elements. And I believe that this also welcomes in more abundance, especially as you begin to appreciate the elements of nature within your life, and also become more aware of the elements as they play out within yourself and within your relationship with the universe, that this helps you to just like transform and clear your body temple so you can get into a higher state of vibration. So thank you so much for tuning in. If you got value from this video, please hit that thumbs up. Maybe share it with a friend. Help send it out to the universe and help this channel blow up to help more people along their journey of awakening. And also, if you have any comments, please leave them below. Let me know where you're tuning in from the world, or any future ideas you have. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. The bell notification will send you notifications every time new videos come out, because I am devoted to helping you stay tuned into alignment. Peace and many blessings.